Greetings, fellow human type people. How are you doing? Uh, yeah, I started to take these. This is a cranberry extract pill. Azo makes them. Uh, they're for urinary health. This is how bitter my life is. 'Cause I took one. I was gonna take them before making the video, and I was like, I wonder if anybody had ever seen anybody. Because you're supposed to just, take this like a pill. Because it's just straight, concentrated cranberry. And if you've ever just ate a cranberry, this is like cranberry to the 10th power. So, yeah, this is, my life is gall and vinegar, which is another thing that you can do is you can drink, it has to be vinegar with the mother. It says, please don't make me explain that, but it says uh, vinegar, and then it'll say with the mother. And there's an explanation behind what that means because it sounds so weird. But the mother is like this byproduct that they usually strain out, but they don't strain it out. And that's probably a bad explanation, but I would have to look it up. I don't even think I have it stored up here in my addled brain. But anyways, you can take vinegar and you drink it. It's really good for your joints and joint health. The problem is it's vinegar. So, I'll just drink vinegar straight. You know, it's like a lot worse than drinking whiskey straight. And it hits your stomach like a ton of bricks. And then you got to drink like milk afterwards. But you have to drink a fair amount of it, like a couple shot glasses worth. And the guy that turned me on to that, he's got like a whole concoction mixed up to make it more palatable. And he was like, you just drink it straight out of the bottle? I'm like, yeah. And, but I can stand the taste. It's just that it hits your stomach like a ton of bricks, man. And not like whiskey where you have like that warming sensation. It's a little different. But yeah, that's really good for your joints. And um, women probably already know about this, but the cranberry extract is good for your joint health. Now I have to drink water because you're supposed to. But I'm trying to talk while this. It's one thing I never tried to talk while taking these extract pills. So it's one thing to just eat them. It's another thing to try to talk and have them go down in your air passage. So yeah, that was a bad plan. Yeah, because that cranberry extract was going down in my air passage while I was talking. It was like I think I'm gonna just like my eyes are tearing up and stuff. Yeah, you're not supposed to talk while you're eating these things apparently. But you're actually not supposed to eat them at all. But I just always like just eat them straight and then drink the water after. You're supposed to like drink a bunch of water and it's equal to drinking cranberry juice, which cranberry juice is very expensive. I got a bunch of tape around it, but these come like in a giant bottle. You can usually get the bottle for you usually get 100 pills, which is 50 days supply, and you take two a day. But I got this special tape wrapped around the bottle that comes with it's made for cards because it doesn't put stickiness on the card holder. Like this one's taped up with it. It's a special blue tape they came out with because if you use like Scotch tape, it makes your card holder all sticky. Anyways, these are really it's a good idea for anybody, I think, but especially for somebody like me who can't pee right, and especially for women who have urinary tract issues, it's a good idea. So yeah, I just thought that was a really It's a beautiful way to start out a video talking about health concerns, urinary tract issues, and choking and drinking vinegar and stuff. But I mean, it is really hard to be original if you have like 1,500 videos on here. So yeah, but yeah, that's never tried to talk. Well, let one of these things dissolve in my mouth with like cranberry, bitter cranberry to the 10th power. You kind of have to be careful doing that. Uh, but anyways, something very annoying happened yesterday as I woke up in the morning and had to beg. Before I had my morning coffee, I was on the phone begging because I'm like, well, I got to arrange my doctor's appointment for next week on the 22nd. I have to arrange transportation for it. I better call the office and make sure, that I got the appointment time written down. So I call the office. I get the exact person whose name is Tanya. Recognize the voice, recognize the name, the exact person that I rescheduled the appointment with. And she's like, "You're not on the schedule." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "You're not on the schedule. And you're also like a no show for your appointment that was on the 8th." And I'm like, "I rescheduled that." And she said, "Well, with a no show first appointments, we don't give second appointments." I'm like, "Will you please, like, you know, I said, "Well, I'm pretty sure I rescheduled the appointment." I hesitated in there because I almost said, I talked to you. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go into second person with people and say you and like, yeah, I talked to you specifically and rescheduled the appointment with you and you didn't do your job. You don't want to do that. I almost like said that sentence. Well, you were the one that I talked to. So, um, but she was like, "No, you're not going to get to be a patient here. You're going to have to find another doctor because you blew off your first appointment." And if you remember correctly, it's like I was all stressed out around the 8th, and I'm like, "You know what? I'm too stressed out for this appointment." I don't remember what was going on at the time, but I said, "I'm going to reschedule it. It's not a big deal." So I rescheduled it for the 22nd, which is this upcoming Tuesday. And she's telling me I can't be their patient because I blew off an appointment that I rescheduled. And I'm like, I don't blow off appointments. I've never blown off an appointment in my life where I've just never called, or I just don't do that. And she's like, I was like, I got it written. I was like, I got it written down right here. It says the 22nd. The appointment was for 11, and I was told to come in at 10:30 to fill out paperwork. And she says, "Well, it looks like we do have an opening on the 22nd." I'm like, "I wonder why that could be. And she said, "Well, maybe there was a mix up and somebody didn't write it down." I'm like, "Yeah, you." And I'm like begging. I'm like, "Can I please, like, have an appointment? Can I please schedule an appointment?" It's like I'm talking to the actual fuck up in question, and I can't say you fucked up because they'll just deny it. They got no record of it. It's like you did not enter it into the computer, and that's why I'm not in there. But it's like, yeah, that's what. Oh, shut up, cat. Cat's meowing at me outside the door. That's what swayed her was like I named out the 22nd, and she's like, "Well, there is an open slot there." That's the only thing that got me an appointment because she was like, "You're a new patient. Anytime a new patient is just a no-show, they don't get a second chance." I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't even have my drink of coffee this morning. I'm barely awake. I'm like, I gotta like navigate this mind. I was like, I'm barely awake. Anyways, I got that straightened out, and then I called the transportation people, and I got that straightened out. And then like I talked to the person that owes me money that they said they were going to give it to me either on Monday or Tuesday. It is now Thursday. I still don't have the money. Person that doesn't want to use PayPal for whatever reason. I sent him $1 in PayPal this morning. I just sent him $1, and I talked to somebody else, and well, I guess I can say it doesn't matter. I talked to my brother, and my brother is always talking about like conserving his money, and how he's got to eat this when he doesn't want to eat this and stuff. So I just assumed he was poor. Here he was been saving money, and he's like, I can loan you some money. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. What do you need? Like $500? I'm like, I've been going through all this trouble, like selling cards, like 1 day auctions and stuff, and absorbing fees and all this crap just to try to keep up and to keep money in my account. And so he's like, oh, you know, I was like, well, you can just like PayPal me the money, and it won't cost either of us a thing. And like, even if I'm wrong, which I'm not, and it does cost, you know me, I'll cover you one way or another. It doesn't cost anything, but so he's like, I'll do that when we get off the phone. I wake up this morning, zero money in PayPal, so I wired him $1. So I'm trying to raise money, but one person doesn't owe me any money that wants to loan me money, but they're not doing what they said. So I sent them $1. Maybe they're confused about it. I wrote instructions. I mean, you don't need instructions. It's real simple. Do you mind if I let this cat in? Because I let him in yesterday, and he's just meowing at the door. And I've kind of relented on him a little bit. I just keep an eye on him. Um, yeah, I'll be right back. Maybe he'll get on camera for you. And yeah, I'm coming. Come on. Oops. You show up on camera. He's black and come here. Come here. Come here. You don't cooperate. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. You need a camera appearance for interrupting me. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Everybody knows you got a big mouth. Come here. You want petted, you have to come here. Oh, the hell with you. Where are you going? God only knows. He's probably going to take a shit in here. He's probably going to go behind there and use that litter box. Whatever. I don't even care anymore. I'll have to like move everything. And what? I don't care anymore. I can't catch him. He already's. He's actually back there using the litter box right now. He's scratching something at least. There it goes. Did you hear that? He just took a nasty, foul shit where he took a shit before. He actually. I did his litter box yesterday. I can't believe this is happening. Oh, now the smell's hitting me. I wish I could shoot him. Right in this. I kept. Well, I let him in here yesterday. Oh, God. I let him in here yesterday, and all he did was lay like right there. But once he gets like, I can't get him. Like once he gets around there, there's no way to get him to pull him out. So now I won't be able to breathe. And oh, he is the worst, man. It's like a toxic waste dump in here now. That is why I've been banning him from here, but I relented and let him in here. Will you come out so I can throw something at you, please? This is some life I got. Everybody hates me. My family tells me they'll pay me back money. They don't. They tell me they'll loan me money. They don't. The cat comes in here specifically to stink up my entire living space, to a degree that I can't breathe through my nose. And he just took a nasty squirting. You might have even heard it right back there. Where is he now? Get the go. Get out of here. You did your job. Open the window. Yeah, this is my life. Uh, doesn't help. Nothing's gonna help. I can't believe he did that. I mean, I can believe he did that. But there's a litter box out there. He actually meowed at the door. I had mercy on him yesterday and let him in here. Because I thought he was lonely because I kicked him out all night. It was kind of cold. And all I did was lay right here and kind of slept beside me. But, I was like, well, if he gets up to something, I'll be able to tell. What the hell was I thinking? Like I can catch a cat. So, yeah, this is my life. Mm-hmm. I guess he can go outside tonight. But punishing the cat is stupid. If they don't, you punishing any animal is stupid. Or some people punishing some people is stupid because they don't get it anyway. So it's just random cruelty. So I should punish myself for being stupid, but I think I'm being punished right now because I think all my nose hairs fell out. Um, yeah. Well, this wasn't the video I was expecting to make. First, I'm choking on cranberry extract pills, and now I'm choking on the smell of what sounded like a very wet, nasty cat BM's smell. Yeah, real good. So I'll try to like power through. I'm already on here. I gotta kill like an hour before. Uh, that's another thing. Is like Denise is coming here again today, and the person that I talked to, actually, I think I might have mentioned this. She doesn't have any real power, but she pretended like she had power, and I was like, I don't want Denise anymore. And she was like, well, I'm going to the agency. I'll tell them that. I'm like, I want this Justine person. This is not a good start to anybody's day. I don't know what's doing what or why. Who cares? But yeah. So, anyways, this person acted like they had power. They're actually a nurse that was checking up on me and like asking nursely questions. But she was also asking about like what exactly the aid workers do for me. So, and she was acting like she had some kind of power over them. I talked to Justine, who's the one that I like with the messed up foot that's smart, and she's like, well, she thinks she has power over us, but she's just a nurse. And apparently she doesn't have any power at all because, yeah, I'm going to have to call the office and say I don't want the liar anymore. And, I want to switch aid workers. I will say, personal differences. We just don't get along on a personal level. It's nothing. I don't want to get her fired, so I'm not going to say that she, is cheating her company and not doing her job. So I don't want to get her fired, but I don't want her anymore. But she will be tortured properly today because I'm going to send her to the post office with like 11 packages, and it's going to piss everybody off. And I did that with Justine on Tuesday with even more packages, and she got some snide comments like, "Why doesn't he just do it at home? Because it makes people wait." And she got like snide comments, and she was like, "I don't know." And I said, "Why don't you give him my phone number and tell him to call me and ask?" because I got plenty of evil in me to spare, and I'll tell him why. But anyways, this is an old lady. Um, you know, actually, one of the other people that works with her said, "Why don't you retire?" to her, and she's a real mean person named Janetta. That's like everybody hates her there. She's awful at her job, and she I actually requested. I'm like, I don't want her here anymore. Period. Because she wouldn't leave that one day, which actually is against company policy. But we were sitting out on the porch, and she was like, "At least let me get my hour in." And then I'm like, "Okay," but I just wanted to go back in and go to bed because I felt horrible. It was summertime, and so she's not even a good conversationalist. So I'm just like sitting there. We're just kind of like sitting there for like an extra 20 minutes so she can clock. She can get an hour in and get her because I didn't have nothing for her to do. So uh, yeah, so Denise will be properly punished today because she will have to stand there and piss everybody off at the post office, which I used to do all the time, and people didn't like it, but they weren't going to say shit to me. Not back in the day. I never had anybody say nothing to me. I would occasionally hear this in the background. That's about it. But little old lady, they were giving her shit at the post office because she taking so much time because I sent her there with a bunch of packages. And you can do this over the computer, but I don't know how to do it. Because my card selling days were like they didn't have like eBay labeling and all that crap, and like you can do like I guess you can like pay for the postage over the computer, print out the shipping labels, and just hand the packages to your postal worker. Which yeah, that would be cool because the more auctions you put up at once, the better you'll do. But yeah, yeah. Thanks. That's every time I see that cat too, man, it makes me like my sister even more. And now with that smell in my nose, knowing that it's like right back there in the hardest place to get, what I will have to do, move all the stuff off of the headboard, move the recliner, tip uh, this up. And I'm probably not gonna feel like doing that. I'll probably just like take more kitty litter, and I'm getting 40 pounds of kitty litter in the mail, and um, just throw kitty litter on top of it for the time being. I will eventually get to it and clean it up because I am stuck here. Um, so I will clean it up eventually. I don't have any kitty litter to throw on it now. You know, I wonder if he asked to get in here specifically because he didn't want to go in his litter box, and he couldn't have remembered that. But I can't believe that just happened. Well, at least it happened on camera, and it was probably entertaining. And you can't smell it, so yeah. So it's probably funny or something. Maybe I don't know. Um, it's not funny to me at the moment, but it'll be funny later after my eyes stop tearing up. But he's the foulest creature in the world. And what's super charming right now, and you know, absolutely hygienic, is he's probably like just did that and is probably out there sitting on top of my microwave. So I guess when I get some money, I got to invest in like Lysol wipes or some Lysol spray or something. And he's old, so it's just going to get worse. And I guess I can start throwing him out at night. But all he does when I throw him out at night is like he sits in the window and waits for me to let him back in. He's like retired. He don't want to do nothing anymore. He's old. He's not like old, decrepit old. He can still jump up on things. Obviously, if he's jumping up and getting on the microwave, and he jumps up and sits on the counter is like 4 feet off the ground. So he's not like decrepit. He's just older, and he's just like he doesn't want to go outside anymore. So that's why I wanted to move into my brother's house, is so he could be an outside cat over there, and he has a garage for him to stay on, and like he has like heated mattresses and stuff for outdoor animals, and he's all about pets. I don't want any pets. I never really wanted that cat. I just kind of like, it doesn't. I was in good shape pre benzo days, pre not being able to walk around days, pre nervous wreck days, and I was like, it's a good neighborhood for a cat. Oh, what the hell? But it's my sister's idea. Like, she wanted to give me this cat because she had kittens to get rid of because she's an irresponsible bitch. So, uh, yeah. And here, 10 years later, I wonder when I play that back if you can actually hear the noise. I had things I was going to talk about, but it's kind of hard to think. One thing it did make me forget is it made me forget the cranberry pills. They're gone now. I should drink some more water. This water's going to taste wonderful too, I imagine. Just keep my nose closed. Don't breathe through it. So here I am, sitting in a room with a hole in the ceiling, cardboard holding up various panels in the ceiling in two different places, cardboard on an 8 foot hole in the wall with duct tape, and a pile of fresh steaming cat shit in the corner with CRPS, a benzo problem, and a walking problem. And yeah, so I talked to my psychiatric nurse, and he said another person that didn't do what he was going to say, but he said that he would send me an application form to Benner Woods. He asked me all kind of questions about it, where it's located at, and I was like, I don't know, man. I'll look it up on the computer right now. So I looked it up on the computer, and we talked about it, and he didn't come through either. So you can't rely on nobody to do nothing, man. You got to do stuff yourself. And it's kind of hard to do stuff yourself when you can't walk. So, um, yeah. Uh, but there was probably something else from. I had a pretty long conversation with him about various things. I don't remember, but he did an interesting thing, which I'm not going to see him for another 6 weeks. I think October 27th is the next time I'm going to see him. Which I don't know if by then they'll be letting people go to the office, or it'll just be another tele appointment where I'll talk to him. But he refilled my prescription, but I got like a message on the phone where it said that I could pick it up on the 7th. I wasn't able to pick up my prescription on time, so it's if I can pick up on the 7th, I will pick it up on the 7th because that's when it was supposed to be filled this month. But it actually the bottle's over there, but I'm not going to reach to it. But it actually got filled on the 11th or the 12th because I know it was 5 days late. So I picked it up either on the 11th or the 12th. So yeah, so he actually made up for his mistake and gave me my prescription 5 days early. So that was a good thing. So you can always find a good thing. As long as you don't breathe through your nose, you can always think of a good thing. So I had like not a panic attack. Those are, you know the difference between panic attacks and anxiety attacks. Panic attack is you feel like you're gonna die and like you need to be in a hospital emergency room. Anxiety attack is a little different. I had an anxiety attack yesterday. My pulse was 103, and I had to take 2 Valium, and then that didn't really do it. So I took a blood pressure pill on top of it, and then I took a nap, and then I woke up and I talked to my brother on the phone for like I think 2 hours and 49 minutes. I think was the what the phone said, but the dude was loaning me some money so he can talk as long as he wants to. But then I woke up this morning and zero. So either he forgot to do it, he didn't want to do it, he doesn't know how to do it. I mean, it's couldn't be simpler. You log into your PayPal page, you click send, and the button's real big. You can't miss it. And then it says there's a little box, and it says, enter in email address this or this or this. Gave him an email address in the um, email I sent him with the instructions. He said he would do it last night. He did not do it. So I have $40 and such cents in the bank. I think I have $45 in the bank and so many cents actually. I have $36. I probably need. I'm mailing 11 packages, so I need at least $44 to make sure. So I have to get a 20 out of the bank, and I need coffee. So that's what I'm going to have her do: is go to the bank, get $20, go to the post office, mail my packages, stand in line like a dumbass, make everybody angry to punish her, and get me some coffee. And I'm going to wait for my kitty litter to come in the mail, my 40-pound bag. It's supposed to be delivered by the end of the day today. In the meantime, I don't know what I'm going to do about that because I don't have any kitty litter to pour over top of that. I can't believe that I knew what he was going to do as soon as he went around there. It was too late to do anything. It's not like I could jump out of bed and catch a cat. I mean, even like I said, he isn't decrepit, but he's not ever getting in here. I shouldn't ever relented again. I'm just too nice. I'm too damn nice. I have to learn to be evil and mean. Uh, yeah, I might. I'm tempted to like throw them out for the winter because if you throw them out now, they can adapt. They'll grow their undercoating of fur, but I don't know, man. I'll probably just keep him in the house and put up with him and just not let him in here. Like I said, I get 35% of the apartment, and he gets the other 65. And then he like lays wherever he wants to when God knows what he does when he's out there. Um, his new place is sitting on top of my microwave. So, yeah. So yesterday I started out the morning by begging on the phone to somebody that screwed me over. And today I start out my morning by letting my cat in mercifully, thinking that he just wants my company and wants to lay beside me, but really he just wants to ruin my whole existence temporarily until I can cover up that smell. Because I can't. The way this room is, I'd have to clean up this whole room to get to that. So I probably will just pour more kitty litter on top of it and just put it on the to-do list. And some air's coming in that window and helping. But yeah. This might be the only video that you'll ever see on YouTube where somebody's minding their own business and lets a cat in and the cat takes a dump, like almost on camera, because it's right back there. So, yeah. Thanks for violating my inner sanctum, cat. Appreciate that. You know, you have 70, it's more like 70% of the apartment is yours, but no. You got to come into you got to beg at the door meowing, and while I'm on camera, and so I let you in mercifully, like I did yesterday, so you can like ruin my whole fucking day until I get kitty litter, because I need a clothespin right now until I get kitty litter. I don't even have any place to sit outside of this room. Like, I got a couch out there that's got stuff piled on. It's the only piece of furniture out there. And the only reason why I didn't throw it out is it weighs about 250 pounds. And I had two big, strong guys here, but I was thinking I need some kind of furniture out there in case I need uh, some place to sit to play guitar, or because playing guitar in here don't work. I mean that chair doesn't work. Playing off the edge of the bed doesn't work because my legs go to sleep because they dangle. This bed's really high up, so they dangle over the edge, and then my feet fall asleep. And so, yeah, I should already be on the waiting list to live somewhere else, to live in this or I should be on the waiting list to like Bender Woods or like other waiting lists to places. But the guy that I have, who's my advocate at Coleman, he don't do his job. He just, yeah, he says he'll do stuff, but he just doesn't do it. So, um, yeah. The other thing that happened is I had a very long conversation with my care source manager because she called me up and it was time for like they have like checkup visits and they ask you a bunch of questions and they get your medication straight. And I guess she hasn't done it for a long time because she was talking about what's this chlorhexo whatever. And I'm like, I got no idea. She says it's some sort of antiseptic rinse. And it was from when they pulled my teeth out last time. And I think the last tooth pull I had might have been like a year ago. So I don't even know why that was on there. I had to talk to her since a year ago. Anyways, I had a long conversation with her. She's convinced if she catches COVID, she's going to die. And I was like, I think I already had COVID. And she goes, really? And I described my experience. And she like said, I think I already had it too. And I'm like thinking, didn't you just say that if you catch it, you're going to die? I don't bother. Like you cannot defeat contradiction, illogic, irrationality. You just don't bother, you know, and don't bother like pointing out when people are in the wrong, like at when you're dealing with doctors and doctors' offices. Uh, don't bother, like unless it's like really really important, like look, this is and you have like irrefutable proof. Like look, see this pill bottle, see this date on this pill bottle. This is when this was prescribed, or when the doctor said, how are you doing with your Ativan? And I'm like, I don't take Ativan. And he could look in the chart and see that it actually says, um, whatever. I can't even, Alprazolam. It actually says Alprazolam. I couldn't think of the real name for Xanax. Xanax is a brand. The real drug name is Alprazolam, just like Valium is a brand, and the real drug name for Valium is diazepam. So unless you have like proof, you don't argue with medical people because they're very worried about being in the wrong. And they're very worried about malpractice. If they're receptionists, if they're under the sway of a doctor like a nurse, they're very worried about like who's to blame. That's all they care about is like not me. You know, don't blame me for this shit. So unless you have like proof, like I had no proof that that woman was the woman that I talked to. I did not record. I do not record my phone conversations with people, and I think some places have that message that says this conversation is being recorded for quality assurance. If that message was on there, I could be like, yeah, why don't you like check the date of, and like I'd have to remember the date. But even doing that is just a bad move. You just roll with it, you know. You just roll with it and you play people's stupid games, uh, and you don't aggravate yourself, and just because you're right, you don't aggravate yourself when you're dealing with situations like that. So, um, yeah, I hope that cat litter gets here soon. I don't have any. Another reason I don't have any is because my aid worker can't lift anything, and it only makes sense to buy like a 20-pound box of cat litter. So the aid worker that I had on Tuesday, today is Thursday, had has a broke foot uh, and like a cast on her foot. I'm not going to ask her to go to the dollar store and pick up a 20-pound container. And the other aid worker has a heart condition where she's not allowed to lift anything heavy. So I have to order it through Walmart. And I'm like, oh, cool. I got a good deal. Problem is, it was supposed to be here yesterday. But, there's a shipping delay. So it's supposed to come today. And it says it's on the vehicle and it's in North Canton, which is not too far from here. So maybe I won't have to suffer too much longer. You've noticed I haven't even tried to drink coffee on camera. There's a reason for that. Uh, yeah, I, usually I make coffee that tastes like shit, but anyway, but it's definitely gonna taste like shit this morning. And now somebody's using heavy machinery outside the window, and I have to have no. I think that was some kind of vehicle with a transmission problem, actually. So I was thinking that would be funny if somebody started using a weed whacker or a hedge clipper or a chainsaw, and I have to have the window open because of the cat shit, and then but the window open will mean that I'll hear like a chainsaw, which happens sometimes because there's a wooded area out there, so I'll be hearing chainsaws and stuff, and yeah, that would just be perfect. Just be all just perfect. Yeah. What a beautiful day for a daydream. Let me daydream that I'm anywhere but fucking here. Yeah. As far as my drug use, I took a double dose. I took 4 Valium yesterday because I had that anxiety attack in the afternoon, which didn't seem to be related to my phone troubles in the morning. I think it was more related to talking to family. Uh, but um, I took a double dose of Valium, which I'm supposed to take 5 milligram pills. I took two, so I took 10 milligrams. And then, like at night, I was like, I'm gonna have trouble sleeping tonight because I slept during the day and really on towards the evening. I'm not sure what time I woke up, but it was on towards dark when I woke up. So I woke up in the evening, but like 6, 7 o'clock or something like that. And then I was like, I'm gonna have trouble sleeping, and I have to get up to make sure I get these packages mailed because I don't know when my aid worker will arrive. If she could arrive at any time, so I have to be awake. I actually have my alarm set for 10 o'clock, and I put both the phones beside my head. Because they'll call you if they knock at the door. They'll call you, and it would have woken me up, but. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like this person is so lazy, and like I said, she's like a 300 pounder, but she's so lazy that I think she does like this on my door because I'm like listening for her. I mean, I don't have the air conditioner on. I'm like listening for her, and I don't hear her. And she has to call the office when she doesn't get an answer. And she knows my situation. She knows that I lock myself in my bedroom. She's been my aid worker like forever to avoid the noise in the building, and then I can't really hear anything in here. So you think she'd knock loud, but my phone was off when they gave the call, so I didn't. that's that one day I was like, I don't know when she's gonna show up, and I was just like wasting time waiting for her to show up, like I'm doing now. Except for she never showed up, so the video ended up being very long. Which any video that I do is probably gonna be very long. Um, so but it ended up being longer than usual. And I'm like, I give up. She's not coming. And here they switched the time that she was coming, and they didn't tell me about it. And she was knocking on my door at 12:30. I was expecting her at 1:30, or maybe she just arrived an hour early. I don't know. And but anyways, I'm pretty sure she just like lightly rapped at the door because she didn't want me to make her do any work. And the last time that she was in here is the time that I confronted her, and you know, and it was like more or less like you're a liar in so many terms. You know, I just exposed the fact that she was lying to me, and she's like, well, maybe I or maybe I misunderstood you. And I'm like, I don't think so. And then like she started to get nervous and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, she got a heart monitor on. I would like to kill her, but I don't want to kill somebody through cross examination. Because I'm not wicked smart like the guy in Goodwill Hunting, but I'm not stupid either. I'm pretty darn good with logic and argument and that sort of thing. I also know when to use it and when not to use it, though. And I'm not taking off my glasses for this video because I think they're protecting my eyes from the fumes. Like if I was in a cartoon right now, you would be seeing like waves coming up and hitting me, you know. Or if I was in like a Bugs Bunny cartoon, or or I don't know what. I don't watch cartoons. I didn't even like cartoons when I was a kid, but I remember looking at Bugs Bunny cartoons because my dad loved cartoons and always watched cartoons. The man's fucking 60-year old watching cartoons. But anyways, like my eyebrows would be falling off, or my nose would be drooping, or like I would be doing this. Um, yeah. Mm. The funny part also, well, there's a lot of funny parts to this whole situation. I mean, after all, the cat just knocked on my door so he could take a shit like 4 feet from my head, and what sounded like a wet, nasty one too. But another funny part to this is like I'm really hungry. I have an appetite. I'm like super hungry. I want to eat something. Yeah. For a change, I actually want to eat. But I don't think I'm going to be eating in here. Yeah, I think I'm going to be like sitting out there and clearing off that little space on the couch and eating out there. But yeah. Um, so yeah, it's like this is just me. This is just I'm used to it. Like when they say Murphy's Law, like anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Yeah, they were talking about me. So it's just like I was like, cool, man. My brother's gonna hook me up, and I'm not gonna have to worry about money today. Like I can, like say I pull this $20 out of the bank today, and then something comes crashing in, and then I overdraft. And I'm thinking last night, like, cool, he's gonna hook me up. I'm gonna be re- cool for the rest of the month. I even like went on to AT&T and took off automatic bill pay to make sure that that bill wouldn't come crashing in there until I have enough money in the bank. Um, but yeah, and then like I like heavily invested in Baker Mayfield cards because he's in a situation that where they built a team around him where he couldn't pop. It's like a wet dream. The dude's fucking up a wet dream. It's like they built a team around him offensively where like you can't screw it up, but somehow he managed to screw it up on in the first game anyway. Maybe he'll improve. I don't know. They play tonight, yeah, but he looked like complete hot garbage, even to a novice. You know, you can see that, like, well, you can when a guy is wide open and you're throwing it, 20 yards past his head. You don't have to be a genius to figure out whose fault that is. So it's like, okay, that was really good that I spent almost $1,000 and created Baker Mayfield cards, thinking that they'll do really well because he's in a situation where he can't fail. And I sold one of them early and actually made a profit off of them, even before the season started. When I needed money, I sold it for over $100. I paid, I think, $91 a card. Um, Bought 10 of them, and yeah, he might be end up. This might be like his bust season, so that's not good either. So yeah, par for the course, as Stampy does her routine, her little tap dance above me. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun winter. Really gonna enjoy it. I think. Yeah, yeah. I told my doctors, like, or I should say my psychiatric nurse. I told him, like, I'm gonna make that appointment. It's like I haven't been out of the house for like 2 months. I don't go anywhere. I don't see anybody. And I said, no matter how stoned I have to be, I'm gonna make it in there one way or another. It's just gonna make more stress for me if I don't. He's like, told me, well, be careful. Like, I don't know to be careful, but that's like 2 days in the last 3 days where I upped my dosage from what it says on the bottle. Usually I'm taking 2 pills a day and not the recommended 3 pills a day. And then I had 2 days in there where I took 4 pills a day because I'm having trouble sleeping. And then, like I said yesterday, I had honest to God anxiety attack where I took my pulse and it was 103. I'm just laying here and, I can feel my heart beating. I can feel everything. And, uh, so, yeah. Yes, like I said yesterday, start out begging, having somebody tell me that no, we don't want you as a patient, and then I have to beg to be a patient to somebody that just didn't punch in my rescheduled appointment and was like, well, that slot does seem to be open, and that's what changed her mind and put her on my side. But she was pretty adamant about, like, nope, we're done with you. You blow off. Well, anytime we have a new patient, they just blow off the first appointment. Don't, or as she put it, are a no show. We don't give them a second appointment. And I'm like, well, could you please, I'm like, please, pretty please. I don't want to try to find another doctor. And then I was like, I have it like written down right here. It was for the 22nd at 11 o'clock. I know I'm being redundant, but I just can't believe shit like this happens to me. And she's like, that slot does happen to be open. I guess I could give it to you. Maybe somebody didn't mark it down. Yeah, maybe you didn't mark it down, Tanya. I remembered her name even. I remembered her name. I remembered her voice. It's not like I'm calling a whole bunch of people making doctor's appointments. I'm calling one. Oh, yeah, by the way, I checked up on my other doctor, and for whatever reason, he's not on trial yet. The, it's like the latest information about him is still like May 29th. It's like, I guess it takes a long time to put somebody on trial, but his charges are rape and gross sexual imposition of an 11-year-old. So I actually looked it up on like a court case docket to see, and found his name to see, like, when he goes on trial, because I am kind of curious. I mean, I said that to my psychiatric nurse, and he laughed and said that was uncalled for. But he was like, I hear Dr. Mason's like a good doctor. And I was like, what do I care if he's a good doctor too? a good doctor or not. The last doctor I went to was a rapist. He just started laughing, and he said, "That's uncalled for." He was laughing pretty hard. He's like, "That's uncalled for." And I said, "Okay, alleged rapist," because he was like talking about the quality of the doctor, and I'm like, it's got to be a step up from a rapist, right? As long as he's not a murderer. I mean, as long as he doesn't kill patients and euthanize them, well, that might be a good thing in my case, man. A little dark humor there for you. Uh, yeah. Yeah, you can't. I'm really like on board now with the Apache philosophy that compassion is weakness. Because I had compassion on that cat, and look what it got me. You have compassion on people, and you loan them money, and then they tell you they'll pay you back, and they don't. I mean, compassion is weakness, man. It's a weakness. It's not a strength. It's compassion in this world just gets used and abused by all creatures, great and small, even little 8 pound mouthy black cats. It's just the way the world is, man. Um, just being nice to people, probably being nice to this Denise person, and not like getting her fired is probably like gonna cost me one way or another. You know, I don't know. I like being that way because I like myself better being that way. But you know, you leave yourself open to people, you're gonna get hurt. It's part of the deal. People suck in general. Present company accepted, of course. I mean, it's just part of the deal. But I like being that way. I like being nice. I like letting my cat in and thinking that he's going to sit on the bed and draw comfort from my presence like he did yesterday. I like not getting people fired that have shitty lives. And even though they screwed me over, I like not giving them heart attacks and yelling at them. I, I like being nice even to people that are not particularly nice to me, um, and accepting cakes that I don't want that are just going to sit in my freezer and take up room. At least it's not a 35-pound salmon. This is another thing that my family decided. This is just another family story. So we go fishing in New York for salmon. My foster brother, who I haven't talked to for a year and a half, who may have been knocking on my door last Sunday, wondering, wanting to reconcile with me. Uh, who knows? I don't care. I'm done with him. He catches a 35-pound salmon. He doesn't have any place to put it. I'm like, I will put it in my freezer for a while. Over a year later, I'm like, at some point, I want to have ice cubes. I want to have ice cream. This is a 35-pound fish. I have to put it in the freezer in a bend in a U. I can't even put anything in my own freezer. I'm just sitting around waiting for this guy to get his stupid fish out of my freezer. I'm even bringing it up from time to time, and he'll say, "Oh, I'll get around to it," or like, I'm like, "Man, I still got your fish," And at some point, I was like, screw this," and I took the fish out of the freezer, and it was bent in a U. It's approximately 4 feet long, and I put it in. It's so big to thaw it out. I couldn't put it in the sink. I had to put it in the bathtub with warm water, and I got it straightened around, and I took a picture of it um, on top of garbage bags in my living room. And it was wintertime out, and approximately 15 degrees. There was snow and chunks of like they just did a horrible job clearing the street. So I'm going out there. I'm having an asthma attack, but I'm getting rid of this goddamn fish. So I got this idea in my head, like I'm going to take this fish And I'm going to stick it in front of this sign in this local park. And there's just going to be like a bunch of people scratching their head because there's this fish that's 4 feet long, 35 pounds, just sitting there in the middle of winter up on a little hill. And I don't remember the name of the park, but there's a sign that says the name of the park, and it's like right adjacent to the road. I'm like, everybody that's going to walk by is going to see that fish and wonder. They're just going to have that what the fuck moment. That's the only satisfaction I'm going to get out of this whole thing. But I almost had an asthma attack and died. I mean, I'm carrying 35 pounds, trying not to fall, walking through snow, and not just snow, but there was like chunks of frozen snow. Anybody up north will understand what I mean. Um, and I have to walk, I don't know how many blocks, carrying this 35-pound fish to do this prank that I want to do. And I'm thinking about all the school kids because I know that like that's an area where the school kids have to walk past. I'm thinking about all the kids like walking by. And then I talked to um, my friend that his parents lived in the neighborhood, and he was like, "I heard about that, man." So my joke worked, and I went back like when the first thaw came, like honest to God thaw. I don't know how much, maybe 3 weeks later. I went back and there was no sign of the fish at all. Like 3 or 4 weeks later, I went back out and I looked for the fish to see if like an animal got it or what happened to it. There was no sign of that fish at all. So, um, yeah, but that's a sort of like a typical thing where you're being the nice guy. Being the nice guy just always gets you screwed over. It's just the way it is. It don't get you nowhere. Nice guys finish last. Yeah, and that's like it's also like this is something women always say they want a nice guy, right? They want a nice guy. Well, my observation in this world is, and I've talked to other dudes about this. It's like they want somebody that stands out. Nice guys don't stand out as being nice guys. It's like the guy that's got the energy, the guy that's memorable. Like this one guy's strategy for picking up women is to act like a dick because it gets their attention. Not like a dick, like, like, hey man, you're kind of fat type of thing, but just like making like random off the wall, like weird comments about shit. Just, he said, my idea is you gotta be memorable, and the best way to be memorable is to be a dick. And I had him elaborate on it, you know. But yeah, nice guys. Nice guys finish last. I'm telling you. Yeah. But I like being that way, so that makes me feel better as a person that I'm nice and like um, I don't hurt people. I don't go out of my way to be mean to people, and when people screw me over, that I'm mostly forgiving until I reach that point where I'm like a brick wall. It's like we're done, done, and then they're like there's no coming back. Um, as far as like with my sister, if she would ever like humble herself and apologize to me and like admit what she did, I would probably forgive her like an idiot. Even though the amount of damage that she did to me was catastrophic, like I would rather go through. She did more damage to me, like on an emotional level, than anything I can think of. Really, it's like if you're one of your most trusted people, like is not there for you when you're having a breakdown. I mean, what's worse than that? So, but I'd forgive her. I would. Even after all this time, even though she's left me twisted in the wind for almost 3 years, must be a garbage truck. Um, just because, well, like I said, it's like a package deal with her and her daughter. It's like at some point I'll lose the daughter too. So um, sometimes you get that thing where like you get both or you get none. I don't know if you know what I mean. It's usually it's with a couple. In dysfunctional families, it can be like with a mother and a daughter, or with a couple of brothers, and like if you have a fight with one brother, the other brother takes the side of that brother, and you know it's usually it's like with a couple, like it's a package deal. If you want to hang out with the dude, you gotta put up with his wife. If you're a woman and you want to, and your girlfriend marries a guy that you don't like, you have to put up with the guy you don't like. If you want to keep your girlfriend and you want to keep her a friend, it's like a couples thing is usually a package deal, you know. And it's not usually that situation like the situation I got. But I think I'm done talking, and I'm gonna go be on the lookout for kitty litter. And I'll put this up just because it's a train wreck. I mean, it's an utter train wreck of a video, and that's what I'm going to title it: an utter train wreck of a video, because that's what this is. Anyways, I will do that though. That's just disgusting. I mean, I will like. I don't have the vacuum. I don't think I can fit my vacuum back there to sweep up the kitty litter, but I'll figure something out with a broom and clean that up since I'm stuck living here. Like I said, I never. The first time that he did that, I never expected to be living here. So I'm like, the landlord's going to have to deal with that. It's going to be a nice surprise for him. Yeah. Another thing that didn't work out, but yeah, it's kind of used to things not working out at this point. So uh, I just try to find humor in it as my nose hairs fall on my chest and I'm brushing them off. Just try to find humor in things like this and just realize the absurdity of it from the outside. And hey, like I said, I'm a nice guy. If somebody finds it funny that this happened and got some amusement out of this video, that's okay for me. Just remember to smash that like bucket. I can't even say the words. I never say shit like that because I don't give it. I don't. That's douchebaggy to me. But yeah, just remember to smash that like button and subscribe because that supports my channel. And also buy merchandise, man. I got a really nice Devin Singletary, man, prism car, man. Look how it reflects in the light. I can't talk. Yeah. And buy my merchandise. Subscribe to my channel. Help me make some money on here. Like, yeah. I want your money. I need your money. I don't need your money. I don't need your love. I don't need your likes. I don't need your subscribe button. The fact that you listen or find me amusing is good enough for me. I don't care about it, you know, and I also don't care if you don't like me, you find me to be boring, or you click off my video. I also don't care about that either. So, hey, you know, but yeah, uh, it's time for me to go. Past time for me to go. And I'm gonna check my email first to see, because they tell you when they deliver stuff, to see if that kid litter's there, so I can give my nose some relief. Take a deep breath through my mouth. Got the window wide open. I got a lot of greenery out there, so a lot of good oxygen's coming in here. And yeah, let's see. I'm not seeing any trails, so you know it's not that bad. All right, I'm out of here.